Across the world, cassava is grown for its edible starchy tubers. In Asia, cassava has been free of major problems for a long time. But recently, cassava has been threatened by some new pests and diseases that are spreading rapidly. Mealybugs are one of them. If you grow cassava and do not yet have this pest, you better learn to recognize it, so you can manage it when it arrives, or even prevent it from arriving. Meiti Chosri, a village agricultural volunteer in Konburi district, recalls when the cassava mealybug first appeared in Thailand in 2009. Our yields were greatly reduced. Before, we had 5 tons per rai, but this dropped to 2 tons per rai. Many cassava plants died. If there is an outbreak of mealybug, we have to control it together. If we do not control it, our crops will be destroyed. We may not even get stem cuttings for our next crop. Fortunately, mealybugs can be controlled with a little attention, without spending much money and without too much work. In this video, we will learn how to recognize mealybugs, how they spread, and how to stop them from destroying our crop. There are different types of mealybugs. Each kind has a slightly different shape. They may be white, pinkish, or greenish. All can be controlled in the same way. A single mealybug can produce many young ones and therefore can quickly cause a severe infestation. The cassava mealybug leaves its eggs in a whitish, woolly sac on the cassava plant. The newborn crawlers are so small they look like dust. As mealybugs grow, they go through different stages, each time shedding their white waxy skin. The older stages tend to stay in one place. First, you see a small white sac. Then, many white spots will appear at the underside of the leaves. The leaves of mealybug-infested plants will start to curl and look like an owl's head. I mean, the plants have bunchy tops. With smaller leaves and a bunchy top, the plant captures less sunlight and grows more slowly. As a result, the tubers will be small. When mealybugs pierce the cassava plant to drink its juice, they squeeze out sweet drops of liquid from their rear end. Ants like to drink this sweet liquid, so if you see ants on your cassava, look again. The ants are not the pest, but they may indicate that you have mealybugs. Now that we know how to spot and recognize mealybugs, let us hear from another community agricultural volunteer how mealybugs spread. Mealybugs cannot fly, but they are transferred by wind, water, and humans. That is the way they spread. So, how can we keep mealybugs from destroying our crop? This can be done by eliminating remaining cassava plants and destroying harvest residues. Growing another crop after you harvest cassava. Planting cassava when the rains start. Using healthy planting materials. Disinfecting cassava stakes. Protecting beneficial insects by not spraying insecticides. Regularly observing your crop and destroying mealybug-infested tips. The cassava mealybug does not like to feed on other plants. It much prefers to stay on cassava all the time. After you harvest your cassava, if there are any mealybugs, they will stay on the parts of the cassava plants that are left in the field. As mealybugs don't fly, they will stay there and wait for you to plant more cassava. If you want to plant cassava on the same field, make sure to remove infested crop residues. Collect the dead cassava plants and burn them to kill the mealybugs that are on those plants.
ค่ะเราจะมีการพักแปลงก่อนค่ะ
We leave the field empty for about 1 month, then plow the soil before planting. Even better is to grow maize, sugarcane, or any other crop after growing cassava. After harvesting the other crop, you can plant cassava again, knowing that the field is free of mealybugs. There are fewer mealybugs during the rainy season because the rain washes them off the plants. So, if you plant cassava at the beginning of the rainy season, you are less likely to get a severe mealybug infestation. Most of the time, mealybugs arrive in our field on the cassava cuttings we get from elsewhere. Buy your plant material from producers of certified cuttings or from farmers who have fields which have not been attacked. If we go to a field and find the stem cuttings with curling leaves, we will not buy them. Stems that look nice and have healthy buds are free from mealybugs.
เราใส่ปุ๋ยตรงนี้นะครับเพื่อให้ต้นให้พืชที่จะเกิด
We apply fertilizers so that the plants for stem cuttings can produce nice stems, free from pests and diseases.
แล้วก็ตรงพันธุ์ที่
If we don't apply fertilizers, the stems will be stunted and short and susceptible to pests and diseases.
มันจะทำให้ต้นมันนี่แค่เตี้ยแล้วก็เป็นโรคง่ายเราทำพันธุ์ไม่ได้
By fertilizing a corner of your field, you will get more vigorous and healthy plants from which you can select new stakes for the next season. When you buy stakes and are not sure they are free from mealybugs, be careful. As young mealybugs are very small and may hide in the buds of cassava stems, it is wise to disinfect all planting material. Ask your extension agent what insecticide and dose to use. Wear protective clothing and respect the safety instructions, as all insecticides are poisons. Mix the indicated amount of insecticide with water. Make sure that the cuttings get completely wet. Drench them for 5 to 10 minutes to kill all mealybugs. You can also drench the cuttings in a mixture with plant extracts to kill mealybugs. If you have used clean planting material, the chance of getting a mealybug infestation is greatly reduced. In your field, you also have friends such as ladybird beetles, spiders, and lacewings that eat mealybugs. The lacewing places its eggs on plants infested by mealybugs. Each egg is hung on a slender stalk about 1 centimeter long. Lacewing larvae cover themselves with the dead bodies of the mealybugs to hide themselves from ants. The lacewing larvae are much larger than the mealybugs, and they can walk fast. No matter how, the lacewings will find the mealybugs because they need food. They will look until they find the mealybugs. Other beneficial insects are harder to see. Small black wasps, about the size of a mealybug, lay their eggs inside the mealybug. As a result, the mealybugs will die and more wasps will be born to kill more mealybugs. Some farmers spray insecticides to control mealybugs, but this is expensive and not very effective. The insecticides will kill all the beneficial insects, and you will need to spray every week. Pesticides can kill mealybugs, but the mealybugs will be back in a short time. The chemical will harm the farmers too. The farmers may die before the insects do. So we use nature to control the mealybug. Observe your crop throughout the season. If you see any mealybug-infested tips, collect and burn them. This will keep the mealybugs from spreading to healthy plants. In Thailand, community pest management centers have been set up to control the cassava mealybug. If farmers in the neighborhood don't control the mealybug and there is an infestation, there will be an outbreak. So we agreed that if there is an infested field, we work together to control the mealybugs so that they will not spread to other fields. Let's review what we have learned. Cassava mealybugs can spread quickly and destroy your entire harvest. After harvesting cassava, remove and burn harvest residues to kill any mealybugs that may be living on them. Plant another crop first before going back to cassava. If you grow cassava on the same field year after year, leave your field clear for a month in between two crops. Plant cassava at the onset of the rains, as there are more mealybugs in the dry season. Collect planting material from a part of your field that has vigorous and healthy cassava plants, free from mealybugs and diseases. To make sure that your cassava cuttings have no mealybugs, dip them in a solution that kills mealybugs. Protect lacewings and wasps because they kill mealybugs. If you find mealybugs in your field, collect the infested tips and destroy them. When the entire community pays attention, cassava mealybugs can be controlled, and we can continue having a good harvest.